Welcome to episode 157 of Hustle and Pro. I'm your host, Kelly Walker, and today we've got my favorite 11-year-old sports fan here with me, my co-host for this episode, Jack Walker. Welcome back to Hustle and Pro.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming back. So it's been like a year and a half since I've had you on. You helped me once before, and I need your help today. We've been doing a lot of fun baseball things, and I wanted to share some of our experiences with our audience. We go to a lot of Rough Riders games, and so one of the things that we want to talk about are some of the funny MiLB, the minor league baseball teams mascots. So I asked Jack to make a list of some of the funny ones because he was telling me about these. How do you even know about some of these?
I don't know, because I just look up players and then I just see what teams they're on and their funny names.
All right, so what do you have on your list?
So my first one on my list is the Seattle Mariners High A affiliate, and they're called the Everett Aqua Sox.
Aqua Sox?
Yeah.
Okay, Everett?
Yeah.
Huh, never heard of them. Okay, what else?
I just thought that was a funny name.
Aqua Sox. Yeah, because when I think of Aqua Sox, I think of like beach shoes, which is a weird team
The
name.
next one is the Chicago White Sox single A team. They're called the Kannapolis Cannonballers.
Cannonballers. That's a good one. I bet their mascot's like an animated cannonball.
Yeah, it's like a little guy with a cannonball on his head. And then the third one is the Cleveland Guardians AA team. They're called the Akron Rubber Ducks.
Rubber Ducks. That's funny. The Cleveland who?
Cleveland Guardians.
I don't know who that is.
That's what, there used to be the Indians. That's what they're called now.
Oh, yeah.
They changed their name.
Yes. See, I'm behind. Okay, gosh, it threw me off. That's the first time I've heard somebody say it. Okay, the Rubber Ducks, Rubber Duckies. I would say Rubber Duckies every time.
And then the next one is the Kansas City Royals single A team. They're called the Columbia Fireflies.
The Fireflies?
Yeah.
Well, that's cute. I think of like lightning bugs. That's a good one.
And then the next one is the Houston Astros. They're AAA team. My favorite baseball player of all time is on this team. They're called the Sugarland Space Cowboys.
The Space Cowboys, yes. That's the one that you told me about the other day, and I thought, oh, that is a funny name, and so it started this whole conversation. So who's the player you were looking up?
Lewis Brinson.
And he was here?
Yeah, he used to play for the Rough Riders, and then he went through the Marlins affiliates. Then he played for the Marlins for a while. Now he's on the he got traded to the Astros, and now he's on their AAA team.
All right, so he could, if he goes up, he'll be on the Astros.
He'll be an Astro, yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah.
The Space Cowboys.
Yeah.
Have you seen their mascot? Like, what does their logo look like?
It's like a dude in an astronaut helmet with a cowboy hat.
Astronaut helmet with a cowboy hat. Yeah, that makes sense. That's funny. Okay,
And
that's a good one. I like
this
that one.
one, probably my favorite name, is the Angels AAA team. They're called the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Trash Pandas. What is that?
I don't know.
The Rocket City. Well, what city is it? Do you know?
It's Los Angeles Angels. That's there.
It's their affiliate, but I wonder where they are. The what is it called?
The Rocket City.
Rocket City Trash
Trash
Pandas.
Pandas.
What is a trash panda? I wonder. I'll have to look it up. That's funny. I mean, I guess I bet their logo is like a mean panda, a fierce panda.
Yeah, probably.
Something. That's funny. I like that one.
And then
Rocket City Trash Pandas.
next we have the Oakland A's single A team. I mean high A team, sorry. They're called the Lansing Lugnuts.
Lugnuts.
Yeah, and their mascot is like a little screw.
Yeah, that's funny. That doesn't seem very scary or like intimidating.
Lugnuts.
That's good. Lugnuts. I like that.
And then next one coming in is Miami's AAA team. They're called the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Jumbo Shrimp. Jacksonville, Florida, you think? Jumbo Shrimp?
Yeah, probably, because they're Miami's team.
Okay, yeah. Jumbo Shrimp. I like that. I can picture their logo like, the curved shrimp that's probably like got a ball or a bat or a glove or a hat.
I'm pretty sure it's a shrimp with a hat and a glove and a bat.
I'll pull some of these and put them on the screen so that we can all see what they are together. Okay, the Jumbo Shrimp. I like that one.
The next one is the Colorado Rockies, and they're called the Hartford Yard Goats. It's their AA team.
Yard Goats. Okay, that's funny. Because that just makes me think of, like, goats eating grass.
And their logo is a goat. Just a goat.
Just a goat. That's pretty funny. I like that. Who is that?
The Colorado Rockies Hartford Yard Goats.
Hartford, probably like Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah,
Yard
probably.
goats. That's funny. Okay. Is that your last one?
No, I have one more.
Couple more. Okay.
It is San Diego Padres AAA team, the El Paso Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas. I like that one. Although Chihuahuas, like, why would they pick the smallest possible dog?
Like they have Great Dane, German Shepherd, but they pick Chihuahua.
And there's like, there's like football mascots that are like bulldogs and Great Danes, or I don't know, something mean. I mean, I guess
Chihuahuas are mean, yeah.
Mean, but I don't know, something you'd be more like afraid of. But a lot of these minor league teams, they're not obviously meant to make you like afraid of them. Some of them are just funny.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
I was looking through like affiliate team names, and I've heard of this before. They're called the New Orleans Baby Cakes, but I don't think they're a team anymore.
Oh, they used to be?
Yeah.
Well, so one of the things that came out of COVID was a lot of contraction in the MiLB, like different divisions. I mean, I think at one point they went through and lost like 30-something teams. They just basically cut a bunch of teams. So maybe the Baby Cakes were
and the Baby Cakes were the Marlins AAA team, and the Jumbo Shrimp were the AA team, and the Jumbo Shrimp moved up to AAA.
Oh, then yeah. They probably, when they reorged, Baby Cakes got bye-bye. Aw, that's funny. That's sad. Okay, well, I love that list. Thank you. So hopefully that was entertaining for some of you guys. Okay, there's 2 more baseball things we want to touch on. One of them is, so today we're recording this just before the Major League Baseball All-Star Home Run Derby starts, right?
Like an hour before.
Because it's Monday, and game is always Tuesday night.
Yes.
But the night before is Derby. And so when I grew up, home run derbies were a really big deal. Like slam dunk contests for basketball and home run derbies for baseball. And so I think it's interesting that they're kind of back. Like, I think for a while they weren't as exciting, and they've made some changes and kind of, I don't know, incentivize the players to get back into it. And so I think it's cool to hear from a young baseball fan's perspective. But is this something that like you get excited to watch every year?
Yeah, I do get excited to watch because I like when they just bomb them to the upper seats, and also I like when they just totally corkscrew it and it doesn't go anywhere.
I like watching all the little kids out there trying to field the balls and catch them and stuff. The whole thing is really exciting, and I like how the players can like have their kids out there with them along the sides, and so they usually do different rounds. So there's different player matchups, right?
Yeah.
So what do you like? Tell us how it works, and I just want a real quick kind of guess of what you're hoping to see tonight, or who you're looking forward to seeing tonight.
Eight players in total thing. They're all seeded of how many home runs they've hit this season. 4 games. Number 1 seed plays 8 seed. 4 seed plays 5. 3 plays 6. 2 plays 7.
Okay.
Just like a normal bracket. And then once those matches finish, they have 2 more games as the semifinals, and then whoever wins those plays in the finals to see who wins the entire thing.
Okay.
Right? And so
is it timed usually?
I'm pretty sure you get 3 or 4 minutes.
That seems like a long time.
If you hit 2 over like 470 or something, I think you get extra time.
Oh yeah, there's usually a thing that will trigger an extra 30 seconds or 10 seconds. And then there's usually like a special ball.
But they change it up. They change it up every time.
Yeah.
There's like a money ball.
Yeah.
But also sometimes you get outs. Like you have a certain amount of outs.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's 10 outs, 3 outs, whatever.
Yeah.
But and an out is basically you hit it and it's not a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a real out. Just like, yeah. Yes. Okay. So who are you looking forward to seeing tonight, first of all?
So tonight I'm excited for Corey Seager because he's the Rangers player. He's really good. I'm pretty sure he had a streak of like 4 games in a row with a home run, so
that's awesome.
I'm excited to watch him.
Okay.
I might be a little bit of a hometown, like rooting for my hometown, but I think Corey Seager's going to win the whole thing.
Yes, go Rangers, go Corey Seager. He's been like one of our exciting Rangers to have and watch this year, so I'm all for rooting for Corey Seager tonight. Okay, that's a really good transition to our next and last topic. We got to go to a Rangers game yesterday at Globe Life
Our first one.
First one there. I can't even believe. So they opened in 2020, which was a really unfortunate time to open. a venue where people gather. But
They opened in March of 2020.
Right. So that first season, Rangers fans weren't even in there watching games. They ended up hosting some World Series games later that year. So some people were even not. They were even in our ballpark before local fans were to watch like other teams play.
It was
Anyways,
the National League Championship Series, I think.
so I can't even believe it took the Walker family this long to go out there, but it did. And we had a good excuse. We're celebrating Ryan's birthday. And so do you even remember that we used to do that on your birthday every year?
Yeah, I do. And we
do?
sat in the outfield, and it was so sunny and hot every single time.
That's right. We sat in right field and we did the family 4-pack where you get like a dog, a drink, your tickets, and maybe a souvenir or something. And yeah, it was hot and sunny, but we didn't mind. We're fine with that. But when that stopped with COVID, we kind of got out of that routine, but now we're back in it. So we were there yesterday at Globe Life Field for the first time, and I wanted to just kind of give our quick review because I can't stop thinking about it. I took tons of pictures. I'll put them up on the screen so that you guys can see some of the things we're talking about. But I wanted to tell you all a few of my favorite things and see what you thought also. Okay, well, one thing we both observed during the game was everything sponsored.
Yep, there's so many sponsors on every inch of the stadium.
Like every panel of the outfield wall, every panel of the like dividers between like layers.
And you don't notice it on TV because like they have it on like the big screen, and like every inning is dedicated to a different sponsor.
And like remember there was a sponsor when they pulled the starting pitcher?
Yep.
Which is kind of creative because we probably both remember what that sponsor was. I remember who it was.
It was a boot company.
Justin Boots. Yeah, because they gave the pitcher the boot. Like, there's so many creative things. There was a sponsor when they cleaned the dirt in between innings. Honda. So many creative sponsorship opportunities, which I noticed as a marketing person, but you noticed it too. It was really interesting. So they got to pay for that big building. And then I'll just say real quick, as far as food, what did you eat?
I ate some chicken tandoori from this place called Go Deep Fried.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. They were really good.
And good fries. And I was happy that there was a vegan food stand, visiting vegan. And so there were like 5 menu options to choose from. I had the nachos. They were delicious. So highly recommend that, which is exciting for a person like me, that there were actual vegan food options, plant-based food options for me. Okay, the air conditioner was obviously a giant thumbs up. I mean, the whole point of the new ballpark was the air conditioning.
At the very beginning of the game, the announcer guy, Chuck, he said it was 100 and something degrees outside, but in the Globe Life Field, it was 75.
Yep, felt nice. A few times we even kind of felt chilly. Okay, speaking of Chuck Morgan, you just said one of the other ones on my list. I thought that was cool that we were walking around one of the levels and there's this like display where there's memorabilia and a lot of cool stuff like from the old ballpark and then the most recent ballpark and then this. But it's where the PA announcer, Chuck Morgan, does PA from. But you could go in there and look out on the field and take a picture with him. I thought that was really cool because I think that part is really interesting of the broadcast. Okay. There was some cool like artwork and places to take pictures. I'll put them on the screen, but I got pictures in front of a cool mural that had a lot of famous Rangers on it. Some like neon signs and like cool things with baseballs and stuff like that. So that was fun. Some fun stuff to look at. Do you remember the really interesting chairs we saw?
Yeah, it was so weird. There was a whole row of rocking chairs. Like wooden rocking chairs.
And they weren't just sort of randomly there. Like written on the back was the section number and the seat number. So like you can actually reserve those seats.
Like buy those seats.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. Never seen that before. So very interesting. It was probably sponsored by somebody. We didn't look, but I bet it was. Okay, so I want to talk about the scoreboard. There were so many things going on the scoreboard that kept us entertained and informed. But like, let's think about some of the things we paid attention to on a scoreboard.
Like the exit velocity and the exit angle. Like we didn't know how they measure that. Like, is there like a chip in the ball or something? Or is there a guy up there who's calculating it? Like,
yeah, every time the ball was hit, it would tell you the angle and exit velocity and distance.
Yep.
Which was interesting because even foul balls, it would tell you the distance. So that was interesting to watch the distance. And then we saw how many home runs over the fence did we see?
Pretty sure 3 or 4.
Oh, I thought.
No, because they hit 2.
They hit 2? We hit 1.
Yeah.
Do you remember who hit 1 for the Rangers?
It was Marcus Semien, I think.
Yep. It was Semien. But it was cool because then you could instantly see the distance of those home runs. And one thing I thought was cool, we're used to seeing radars after pitches are thrown, but what was the other cool piece of information they put up about pitchers?
They put the type of pitch they threw. So it would say like an 82-mile-an-hour curveball or something.
That was cool. That was interesting because, like looking at it, you can tell that looked off speed or whatever, but it was cool to be able to just glance up there and see why it was off speed or why maybe if it curved or whatever. It was just a cool little extra thing to have up there. I'm trying to think of what else. I liked that it showed like the scoreboard diagram of the last at bat. Like when a batter was batting, it would tell you like the score keeping diagram of what they did. So you could just at a glance be like, oh, they, hit a single to this, or they scored last time, or whatever. They hit a double. I liked that. Did you ever look at that?
Yeah, I did.
And then it would always tell you what the last at bats, or not the last.
It would tell you it would say like whatever singled the center or something.
Yep. And then the last cool thing I remember paying attention to was about the bullpen. Do you remember? It would tell you.
Oh yeah, it would tell you who's warming up in the bullpen, like their ERA, how many wins and losses they have, how many innings they've pitched, and what hand they're using. So you don't have to like look at the bullpen. It just tells you on the video board that somebody's warming up.
Yeah, so it was kind of easy to kind of guess what's about to happen next, if they're about to pull a pitcher, or I don't know, just to see who's coming. You could look them up if you wanted, see if they're lefty, righty, whatever. So that was kind of fun and different from what we're used to here in Frisco. Okay, then the last thing on my list is they put up a thing on the scoreboard near the end of the game, and it was, hey, any fans can come run the bases. So we're like, sure, we do that at Frisco, but like, hey, we're here, big stadium, like, sure, let's do it. We're not gonna leave early, we're gonna stick it out. And so typically Ryan and I would just like walk Jack to the section, and maybe we get a picture and we watch him run and we find him later and we move on. Well, that isn't what happened. Tell everybody what we did.
So they all led us through like this giant tunnel. There was probably like 6 levels down, 6.
It felt like 10 stories down. Yeah.
And it would just keep ramping down. And we went under the stadium, like into the tunnel, like under the stadium. And they led us out onto the field. And it wasn't really running the bases because there's a bunch of people out there. So we had to like walk around.
Walking the bases.
Yeah, and you just look up and you can see the entire stadium. It's so cool.
It was really cool that they let us on the field. I was surprised. I don't know if that happens all the time. Now we are day before the All-Star break, so we could have just gotten really lucky and that they were like, hey, let's do it. There was also a Little League slug home run derby happening.
There was a Little League home run derby, like regional competition or something.
So they weren't like shooing people out of the ballpark. So I don't know if it was a combination of all that, but we got lucky and we did it. And so it was really cool just to be down on the field. The outfield surface was turf.
Yeah.
The infield
was
grass. Yeah, which is funny. I never realized that they do it that way. But it was cool just to be down there. And they took a couple selfies and then shooed us on our way, and everybody was really nice and said thanks for coming. So all in all, we had a great time at Globe Life Field for our first time. We'll definitely be back to enjoy some more summer baseball without being super sweaty and gross. It was nice and pleasant, and everything was great. What do you give it 2 thumbs up, right?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Two thumbs up for me, for sure. Okay, well, that was it, Jack. Thank you for coming on here and telling our audience your perspective of some of these cool baseball things going on lately.
Yep.
Thank you for listening or watching this episode of Hustle and Pro. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at Hustle and Pro, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notified when the next episode is live. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Rolling.
All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. welcome to this episode of Hustle and Pro.
Not really, no. So,
Okay.
first of all, they're the Seattle Mariners High A team, and they're called the Everett Aqua Sox.
Okay, we're going to start over. You were shaking the camera
Sorry,
the
I
whole
didn't mean
time.
to.
Well, you're kicking it. You can't kick it and talk at the same time. So I will start that. Let's just start the whole thing over. Because Rocky,
Oh my gosh.
Rocky